The War of the Woke. A critical analysis of the recent BBC adaptation of the novel War of the Worlds by Herbert George Wells.
The BBC, in their recent adaptation of War of the Worlds, sadly feel the need to insert a large dose of their usual cultural Marxist propaganda. The anti-imperial critique, which was implicit in the original novel, is now explicit, and 2 additional characters have been created to drive home the evil nature of the British Empire. One government minister excitedly fantasizes about being in possession of the Martians' deadly technology and dreams of how Britain could expand into space. The other additional character in this regard is Wells's brother, who is estranged from his brother, but who comes to his aid in times of need. In this version, Wells is living in sin with a girlfriend, a very bold bluestocking, who always seems to be 2 steps ahead of him in terms of logic
And intelligence, and generally makes the bumbling Herbert look like a complete Herbert. Living in sin, in fact it becomes nearly the entire plot of the first episode, as Herbert reluctantly goes to see his estranged wife and begs for a divorce, which she refuses to assent to. Oh, and the Martians. Yes, the Martians occasionally intrude for a few minutes at a time, dealing out not very convincing CGI death and destruction to liven up the lengthy feminist, anti-imperialist and anti-patriarchal sermonizing. The BBC also, in order to maintain the diversity quota, add a coloured child as a refugee who is adopted after a sinking ship by Wells and Mrs. Bluestocking, and the child trails around after them simply to add to the diversity quotient of this very disappointing adaptation. There is also an additional and annoying and unnecessary flashback narrative structure added to the original novel, featuring the bold Bluestocking and her young son, set several years hence from the original invasion. And since her son was presumably born out of wedlock, he is, like this television production, a bastard creation. In the future, England has grown increasingly Mars-like, red and dusty, full of rationing and despair and attempted rapes. The role of the original narrator has been usurped by Mrs. Mummy Bluestocking, and the narrator has become the bumbling Herbert, cowardly, useless, staggering from one dangerous situation to another. I have yet to see the concluding episode, but would not be surprised to see the Martians revealed as transsexual cyborgs. Imagine a transsexual Martian tripod stamping on a human face forever and ever.